I'd like to say great day to the viewing audience. Welcome to Walking in the Spirit, hosted by the Institute of Divine Metaphysical Research, Omaha. My name is Pt.14 Williams, and I will be your host for this day's program. We're going to continue on with our series entitled, The Universe by the Pattern. And I would like those that are viewing this broadcast to get out your Bibles, your notebooks, your pens, your pencils, your highlighters, and study with us. Let's continue on. It says, get right back here. As we left off on our last show, we're using as a pictorial illustration here, as a tabernacle pattern that was pitched out here in the wilderness of Sinai, with 12 tribes camped around about, okay? And we're using the Reuben as a type or correlate with the planet Uranus, okay? All right? It says, Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power, unstable as water. Thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed. Then defilest thou it, he went up to my couch. I need read from the reader, please. Genesis, the 49th chapter, verses 3 and 4.
Genesis 49, 3 and 4 out of the Holy Name Bible. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my mighty and my beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power. Boiling over as water, thou shalt not have the preeminence, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed. Thou defilest thy it, he went up to my couch.
Thank you, reader. I'm just going to just show here, as I'm demonstrating here, how you see the universe, which is a greater and more perfect tabernacle with all the planets therein. When you see Uranus here on the left side, likened to the tribe Reuben here on the left side of the tabernacle here, okay? That's why I'm using Uranus sometime in Reuben, okay? Interchangeable, all right? All right? Thank you. Let's continue on. It says, because of his conduct with Bilhah, his father's concubine, he forfeited his birthright. I need read from the reader, please. Genesis, the 35th chapter and the 22nd verse, please.
Genesis 35 and 22 out of the Holy Name Bible. And it came to pass, when Israel dwelt in the land, that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Israel heard it. Now the sons of Jacob were 12.
Thank you, reader. So we have here the 12 tribes camped around this tabernacle, or you can call them the 12 sons of Jacob. And we know that Jacob's name was changed to Israel, okay? So the 12 tribes or the 12 sons, okay? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 sons or 12 tribes, okay? Camped around this tabernacle out here in the wilderness of Sinai at that particular point in time, okay? And this is a pictorial illustration here. We're going to deal with the planet Neptune now. Okay? Neptune, god of the sea. Okay? And we're going to just get a pictorial illustration like I say, the universe, the greater, more perfect tabernacle here, with the planets encased therein. Okay? Like to the tabernacle out there in the wall of Sinai, okay? With the planet Pluto, all right, on the right side, okay? Excuse me, it's the planet, we're dealing with the planet Neptune, forgive me, the planet Neptune, okay, at the top portion of the tabernacle, okay? Or the greater, more perfect tabernacle was the universe, okay? Neptune we're dealing with right now. Excuse me for that, okay? All right, so Neptune, we're going to use as an interchangeable of the tribe of Ephraim, okay? Neptune, one of the most distant known planets, is practically a twin of Uranus. It is nearly 3 billion miles from the sun. Its color is pale green and it orbits around the sun once every 166 years, carrying with it 2 satellites named Triton and Nereid. While the planet rotates in a direct manner, Triton moves in a retrograde contrary orbit. This behavior contrasts with the direct motion of the other satellite, Nereid. Neptune and Uranus have diameters less than half those of Jupiter and Saturn, but they are considerably larger than the other planets. These 4 giants are really very much alike. The diameter of Neptune is about 4 times that of the Earth. No surface markings have been observed, but the planet is enveloped with an atmosphere of methane gas and a trace of ammonia. It rotates in the same direction that the Earth does. However, one satellite goes around it in the opposite direction. Planet Neptune is placed at the standard of Ephraim. So we have the tribe of Ephraim here at the top portion of the tabernacle, all right? Likened to the planet Neptune. Planet Neptune is placed at the standard of Ephraim on the west side of the tabernacle. I need read for the reader, please. Numbers, the 2nd chapter in the 18th verse, please.
Numbers 2 and 18 out of the Holy Name Bible. On the west side shall be the standard of the camp of Ephraim, according to their armies. And the captain of the sons of Ephraim shall be Elishama, the son of Amminadab.
Thank you, reader. Neptune, being one of the most distant planets from the sun, represents being in darkness, as was manifested by these tribes. Benjamin and Manasseh, which you have here, Benjamin, tribe of Benjamin, and the tribe of Manasseh here, like the top portion likened to, on the same plane as Ephraim, or the planet Neptune. You have Manasseh, Benjamin, okay? Benjamin and Manasseh were the 2 tribes that were pitched by the tribe of Ephraim. Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil. I need read for reader, please, Genesis, the 49th chapter, in verse 27.
Genesis 49 and 27 out of the Holy Name Bible. Benjamin shall reign as a wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil.
Thank you, reader. Also the Benjaminites' wickedness. I need read from reader, please. Judges, the 20th chapter, verses 1 through the 14th verse, please.
Judges 20, 1 through 14 out of the Holy Name Bible. Then all the children of Israel went out, and the congregation was gathered together as one man, from Dan even as Beelsheba, with the land of Galhad. Mm-hmm. And the chief of all the people, even all the tribes of Israel, presented themselves in the assembly of the people of Elohim, 400,000 footmen that drew the sword. Now the children of Benjamin heard the children of Israel were gone up into Mespah. Mm-hmm. Then said the children of Israel, tell us how was this wickedness. And the Levites and the husband of the women that were slain answered and said, I come into
just read.
Jabbar that belongeth to Benjamin, I and my contraband to lodge. And the man of Jabbai rose up against me and beset the house around about upon me by night, and thought to have slain me, and my concubine have they forced that she be dead. And I took my concubine, and I cut her in pieces, and sent her throughout all the country of the inheritance of Israel, for they had committed lewdness and filthiness in Israel. Behold, ye are the children of Israel. Give here your advice and counsel. And all the people rose as one man, saying, we will not any of us go to his tent, neither will we any of us turn into his house. But how this shall be the things which we have done in Jabba. And we will take the 10 men and 100 throughout all the tribes of Israel, and 100 of 1,000 and 1,000 out of 10,000, and fetch victual for the people, that they may do when they come into Gibeah of Benjamin, according to all the folly that they have wrought in Israel. So all the men of Israel were gathered against the city, knitted together as one man. And the tribes of Israel sent men through all the tribes of Benjamin, saying, what wickedness is this that is done among you? Now therefore deliver us the men and the children to be Tither, which is in Gabbatha, that we may put them to death and put away evil from Israel. But the children of Benjamin will not hearken to the voice of the brethren and the children of Israel. But the children of Benjamin gathered together themselves out of the city of Gabbatha, and go out to battle against the children of Israel.
Thank you, reader. It says, Manasseh, this tribe here, Ephraim, Manasseh, Ephraim, and Ephraim, Manasseh, and they together shall be against Judah. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. I need read from you, reader, please, Isaiah the 9th chapter and verse 21, please.
Isaiah 9 and 21 out of her name Bible. Amasa Ephraim, and Ephraim Amasa, and they together shall be against Judah. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still.
Thank you, reader. David wrote in the Psalms 78th division in verse 9 through the 11th verse. I need read from the reader, please.
Psalms 79, 9, 10,
78.
9, 10, and 11 out of the Holy Name Bible.
Psalm 78.
Excuse me, yes. Psalm 78, yes, sir. 9, 10, and 11 out of the Holy Name Bible. Mm-hmm. The children of Ephraim, being armed and carrying bows turned back in the day of battle. They kept not their covenant of Elohim and refused to walk in his law and forgot his works and his wonders that he had showed them.
Thank you, reader. It says, the children of Ephraim, being armed and carried bows, turned back in the day of battle. They kept not the covenant of Elohim and refused to walk in his law and forget his works and his wonders that he showed them. Isaiah wrote of him, woe to the crown of pride, to the drunkards of Ephraim, whose glorious beauty is a fading flower, which are on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine. Behold, Yahweh hath a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand the crown of pride. The drunkards of Ephraim shall be trodden underfoot. I need reader, please, Isaiah the 28th chapter, verses 1 through 3, please.
Isaiah 28, 1 through 3 of the Holy Name Bible. Woe to the crown of pride, to the drunken of Ephraim, whose glorious beauty is a fading flower, which are in the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine. Behold, Yahweh hath a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail, and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with violence. And the crown of the pride and the drunken of Ephraim shall be trodden underfoot.
Thank you, reader. Now we're going to deal with the planet Pluto here. A pictorial illustration of Pluto. All right. And it says, Pluto, the ambiguous planet. The name Pluto was appropriately chosen since Pluto was the Greek god of darkness. Pluto in classical mythology, the god of the infernal regions, the ruler of the dead. He was the son of Cronus and Rhea, a brother of Zeus, Jupiter, and Poseidon, Neptune. And to him, on the partition of the world, fell the kingdom of shades, was worshipped by the Greeks and Romans. All right? So we're going to deal with the planet Pluto here, which we're going to just back to this, the universe, the greater and more perfect tabernacle, with the planets therein. Okay? We have the planet Pluto, which will be on the, say, on the right side, okay, of the tabernacle, okay, which will so likened to the tabernacle here, okay, will be on the right side, okay, likened to the tribe of Dan. All right. It says, far out on the edge of the solar system lies the planet Pluto, the most difficult planet to observe. Most powerful telescopes show it as a dim yellow light. According to the diagram of the tabernacle, placing the four standards of the camp around the tabernacle, the planet Pluto is placed on the north side where the standard of the camp of Dan is located, okay? So once again, Dan, okay, is likened to the planet Pluto, okay? The tribe of Dan is likened to the planet Pluto, all right? The standard of the camp of Dan shall be on the north side by their armies. I need read for the reader, please, Numbers, the 2nd chapter, and verse 25.
Numbers 2 and 25 out of the Holy Name Bible. The standard of the camp of Dan shall be on the north side by their armies. And the captain of the children of Dan shall be Ahiezer, and the son of Ammishaddai.
Thank you, reader. Since Pluto is so distant from us, little is known about it. The orbit of Pluto is very eccentric, i.e., far more than any other planet, due to the fact that it actually crosses the path of Neptune. Another strange thing about Pluto's orbit is that it is inclined at 17 degrees to the Earth's orbit, far more than any other planets. All told, Pluto does not fit very well into the general pattern of the planets. All right? And Genesis, the 49th chapter and 17th verse states, Dan shall be a serpent, by the way, an adder in the path that biteth the horse heels, so that his rider shall fall backwards. The most unusual thing about Pluto is the unusual path it traces around the sun. All planets circle the sun on pretty much the same plane except Pluto. Its orbit is so high above the other planets, as it speeds toward the sun, it dips downhill. When it reaches the other end of its orbit, it is way below the other planets. It then climbs back uphill and so completes one trip around the sun. This uphill and downhill motion is like that of a serpent, as stated by Dan. Pluto also has an influence on the motion of Uranus and Neptune. It also is accused of upsetting the lives of the comets. Pluto's gravitational attraction drew comets off course. And today there are said to be about 200 billion comets caught up in the trap set by Pluto. How perfectly this represents where King Rehoboam of Judah took counsel and built calves of gold and said, "Behold, thy gods of Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt." One was of Dan, and this thing became a sin, for the people went to worship before the one, even unto Dan. It says Pluto. Pluto requires 248 years to complete one revolution. At an average distance of almost 4 billion miles from the sun, it receives only an insignificant fraction of the light and heat which fall upon the earth. It is obvious that Pluto is therefore eternally dark and frigidly cold. Time. All right. Scientists and astronomers are perplexed about the size of the universe. They wonder if the universe goes on forever and if space is infinite, or is there some end to the universe and to space? Well, astronomers can make out objects up to an estimate 9 billion light years, and there is no sign of an end of the universe yet. Because of the vastness and beauty of the heavenly bodies, many astronomers confess that they have been made more humble, more tolerant, and happier. One astronomer at the planetarium in New York says that he doesn't know of any atheists among professional astronomers. They are all forced to believe in an infinite power. This testifies to Psalms, the 19th division. Read that whole chapter for yourself, viewing audience. And I need a referee reader, please. Romans, the first chapter, verse 19 and 20, please.
Romans 1:19 and 20. Because that which may be known of Yahweh is manifest in them, for Yahweh has shown it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and supernal nature, so that they are without excuse.
Thank you, Rita. And you can read for yourself, via an audience, the whole chapter of Acts, the 14th chapter. The whole universe is a picture of Yahweh Elohim. And that will conclude another day's program. I'd like to leave you with these few words until we meet again next week. Righteousness, peace, and joy in the kingdom of Yahshua Messiah. Hallelujah.